Hey everybody, I think we live. It say we live. We're gonna see. We trying something new tonight. We on Facebook too. Let me see if we over there. This should be interesting. Facebook got a whole nother audience than my YouTube. I think I'm gonna make a lot of people mad tonight. We gonna see, okay? Y'all do me a favor, like this video, share this video, subscribe if you want to talk some shit in the comment section. If you're on YouTube, you got to subscribe to talk shit. If you're on Facebook right now, I don't know if you is because I ain't never done this. We're going to test Facebook tonight and see if Facebook going to let me say what I say. Last time I was on Facebook speaking my mind, they shadow banned me for like 3 years. So we're going to see what happens, okay? But if you're on YouTube, you must subscribe to talk yo shit. Let me check this Facebook. Y'all share this video. We have a lot of stuff to get into. Everybody wants to play the race card with this Nolan situation. Now, y'all gonna be mad at me tonight. Some of y'all is. I don't really care though. I'm gonna need y'all to get out your emotions. But since everybody wants to play the race card in the Nolan situation, I think it's only fair that we focus on the racism in this case. And it's amazing to me how, as I sit back and watch, it's like it's hard for a lot of y'all to find the racism in this because y'all just be making up shit. Like y'all said that Nolan was what they saw his body. Ain't that what the two black nurses said? His body was burnt. He was bruised. Now, why would you bring your dumb ass on here and say that shit? Why? You got to make up something. It's enough racism around this mug. You don't have to make something up. Clearly, that wasn't the case because the family didn't come out after their autopsy and say none of that. I'm just saying. Y'all be saying y'all helping. Sometimes y'all really making shit worse, okay? Y'all do not be helping. Sometimes y'all need to shut the hell up. Shout out to y'all in the house already showing love. Thank you for the $10 holla. I appreciate that. And thank you for the jewels. Okay, this is showing up over here. No, thank you for the gifts. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. Y'all in the house showing love already. But come on, we're gonna focus on the racism in this, okay? The real racism in this. Some of y'all was upset with me because of what I said about Nolan's mom. I'm gonna say a little bit more about Nolan's mom tonight because we're talking about this from a perspective of racism and race relations in this country. Because if this ain't about racism, why y'all steady screaming that in this case? So I'm gonna need y'all to stay focused on the racism. We're gonna talk about the biracial boy, okay, who I promise you, he got a white mama. Okay? When I look at him, when I see the race issues in this, I see a biracial boy who got a white mom. We're going to talk about the difference of white moms and black moms when it comes to biracial children. This is why he can sit up there and say that dumb shit that he was saying on Tatum's show. Okay? We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the stupidity of Tatum. We're going to talk about black people that live in Mississippi ignoring the history of what really happens there. We're going to talk about the fact that just because a parent loses a child, that don't make them automatically a good parent. The fuck? Just like when people die, y'all always go, oh, you try and find nice shit to say about people when they die. Why y'all do that? I'm just saying for real. Let me give you an example. Every time somebody die, y'all go to the church and y'all say the most dumbest shit about an asshole. You do know that if somebody is an asshole while they was alive, that they just a dead asshole. But y'all still find nice shit. Y'all always want to make the dead be nice, even if when they lived, they did nothing but raise hell. Just because we have a black mother in front of us and a black father that I don't hear say a goddamn thing. He breathe? Because he don't even talk. At the end of the day, just because they're in that situation, stop trying to make these people out to be wonderful. You ain't got to make them out to be bad, but I'm just going to look at all the stuff and the evidence that's there. Because y'all just it's interesting to me to sit back and watch all of this before I come and give my perspective. And it is amazing to me, all of the bullshit that is going on behind this case. It's really crazy to me. So let's first and foremost, I don't know, what do we want to talk about first? Y'all want to talk about somebody said that's his stepdad. Well, that's going to play into, let's talk about that first and foremost. Let's start off with the shit that's going to piss everybody off. I want to give y'all a warning, a trigger warning. Some of you might be upset with me. You might not like me during this live. You might get angry. If you're on Facebook, you might tell yourself that, I'm racist, but I would challenge you to explain that if you decide to say that. So I just want to give y'all a fair warning. Truth is not always easy to take. It's not something that you may enjoy hearing, but just because y'all want to be coddled in y'all feelings to avoid the truth, we're not doing that. Nobody gets anywhere by not focusing on truth. Truth hurts, but that's how you grow somewhere. Anybody that wants to avoid the truth because your emotions can't take it, I want you to grow the fuck up, okay? Like this video and share this video. Y'all give me 2 seconds so I want to set something up because we're going to look at something tonight too. Mm-hmm. Here we go. Now on Facebook, every time I post something on Facebook, it be a whole lot of white people that be in the comment section. So I just want to say, white people, you are welcome to say your dumb shit in my comment section. But just be ready for what I'm gonna say back to your ass. So I have 2 different audiences, so it would be interesting to see what y'all have to say on Facebook. Okay, we're gonna see if they leave this up. If I don't get banned on Facebook, we're gonna test this shit. We're gonna see what happens tonight, right? We're gonna see what's happening. Shout out to you. Thank you for the $50 holla. Y'all in here showing love already. I can't even catch up. Hold on. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the $50. Much love to you back. All right, y'all. So let's have this conversation first. Let's get the first thing out of the way that y'all might get upset. Some of y'all are mad at me because of the approach that I have taken to this boy's mama. But let me say this, and I'm gonna say it again, whether y'all can understand it or not. I am not necessarily upset, right, with his mom, like, oh, she shouldn't have any sympathy, or oh, she didn't just lose her son. Like, I get all of that, okay? Yeah, she lost her son, and this is sad. But at the same time, for plenty of mothers, okay, that have lost plenty of people to these systems and racism that she is crying, she goes and get crump. She wants to trigger the Black community. She is playing the racist card, but will not say that this is racism, right? Right? His mom is the issue for sure. It's because she's not Black. Well, I don't know if she's not Black. So again, I have heard, and I could be wrong, but his mother, my understanding is she has a Black parent, right? Shout out to you. Thank you for the gift. She has a Black parent, a full Black parent. And I don't know if this is true. And then I heard she has a parent that is Black and half Filipino, which means she got more Black up in her space than anything else. So again, when people say they're not Black, when you see his mom, you see his stepdad, and you see Nolan, you can say what you want to say. Why they lying to themselves? In America, they're not classified as a nigga anywhere you go, especially in Mississippi. So is these the lies we telling ourselves? So maybe we should have a conversation about that for Black people who think that you're not like every other Black person. Y'all don't want to hear this because it's mean to say, right? Right? But this is her family's Negro wake-up call. Y'all don't want me to say that. Y'all don't want me to say that, right? This is a Negro wake-up call, and you like, that's mean to say. Thank you very much, Billy, for the membership, the 5 membership gifts. I appreciate that. Thank you. So again, nobody wants to talk about that. We have to be so nice around everything that we're saying. Well, let me tell you something in this matrix. The game that his mom is playing to rile all the Black community up and get all of our emotions, all of our attention, all of our funds in the GoFundMe. You know, I find it very interesting that everybody loves dead Black bodies. Even those of you, and again, I'm gonna say some shit tonight. If the shoe don't fit, don't wear it. Just don't be in my comment section crying. Shut up if it don't apply to you. But if it do, wear the shoe, right? But y'all love dead Black bodies too. Because y'all come out with all your emotion, all of your anger, all of your protesting, all of your marching. I mean, that shit don't do nothing, but you think it do. You give your money, you give your effort, you give your support and your time to dead Black bodies. Y'all filled up them people's GoFundMe. They live out in fucking White People Springs. La motherfucking land in Mississippi. Who said that they even needed funds? Is that the new formula now? As soon as a Black person dies and Crump gets on board, or Lee Merritt, or any of these ambulance chasers, the next thing is to create a GoFundMe? And y'all gave these motherfuckers, and somebody gonna say you're jealous, you're pocket watching. don't give a fuck what y'all give. Give what you give. But what's crazy is that y'all will give that type of money to a dead Black body. And what I mean by that is what you won't do is give that money to living Black bodies, to organizations, to people doing the work, to those that are living, so you can make a difference so this doesn't happen in somebody else's life. Y'all don't give to that because y'all are only moved by dead Black bodies just like everybody else. Tell me I'm lying. You know how many organizations I could show you that is doing the work? They're not saying they're going to do the work. They're not Umar Johnson. I'm about to do the work. They have been doing the work all this time. They can show you what progress they've made in the community on what little bit they have because nobody else is supporting that, and they have come this far. So nobody's asking you to believe in a dream. We're telling you, here goes the proof that shit is working, and y'all will not support that shit for nothing. If I come on here and I do a live and I say on the live, these are the solutions to do A, B, C, D in the Black community, that video will get the least amount of views. But let me come on here and let me start talking about somebody who done already died. The police did something to them. Somebody else done something to them. Y'all have every dollar, every moment, every heartfelt, every social media post. Y'all detectives now. Y'all doing everything you can to figure out everything but fucking focus on the racism. Because I think y'all get so caught up in the emotion of the game of racism. See, it's a game of racism that y'all really don't even know what the real racism is. So y'all making shit up now. They burnt his body, he had bruises on his face. Why? So we can say he was lynched. You don't have to make up racism in this case. It already exists. His mama is playing a game where his mama doesn't damn understand. Maybe she does. I don't care either way, because it's somebody who has lost somebody to this system, several people to this system. And I sit with people every day who have lost their loved ones. I want you to know her child is not any more important than any fucking body else's. And if we are going to give our focus and our attention to your son, ma'am, to your situation, how dare you sit your dumb ass up on TV after you play the race card, you trigger the Black community, but then you refuse to say you think it's about race. So, bitch, why you bring race into this motherfucker in the first place? Why did you bring race into it in the first place? Because you playing a game with us to get what you want for your son, because you don't really have any connection to the Black community and our plight, because you did not think that all those issues we deal with as Black people, she didn't think that should apply to her and her Black ass Filipino son. She didn't think it applied to them. Now that it does, she want to play the card, but not play the card, because she love them white people. Now I'm going to show you a visual tonight that I'm really going to need y'all to hold and take in. Another thing I want to point about his mom, and you can take it and leave it as you want to. I don't believe anything that everybody says on either side of this. One thing I will tell you, that as Officer Tatum was interviewing those boys, there is a boy that says that he is a friend. What is his name? His name is Trayvon, right? And he says that he is a good friend of Nolan's, and that they grew up together since the 9th grade. And he says, so of course I haven't known him since childhood, but his mother said she did not know this boy. Okay? Follow me, because we're going a lot of places tonight, but follow me. So she says, I don't know this boy. He says on the interview that he has parked his car at her house for days. He has gone on trips to Florida for days with her son, that they stand next to each other in the graduation lines. I don't believe that he's lying. Okay? Now, I'm not saying the boy telling the truth about everything. I'm just talking about this one thing. I don't think a person will go that hard to say that they've had imaginary trips with this boy, right? Okay? There's something else. Listen to what I'm saying. Follow me down this rabbit hole. So nobody's really talking about this, but a couple of weeks ago, how many of you know that Warren, I think that's the boy that was on the interview with Tatum, right? He has a brother. Okay? It's Warren or Wyatt. I don't know these white boys' names, but one of their brothers, the boy whose last name is Pyron, right? Let me tell you what he had to say. Because he finally wanted everybody to know, if you give white people enough time to trigger them, they will tell you exactly how they feel about Black people. So Ron, several weeks ago, after this happened, comes online, one of the boys that was on the boat's brother, and says, I see you reposted this, so I just want to let you know what really happened. He does this on a post for somebody who's reporting. He says, can't be listening to all these black people saying his friends did something. He was my brother that day on my boat, and he chose to stay. They know who the girl is. It happens at Horn all the time. These guys posting this shit on TikTok are all worthless blacks who want nothing but views. Nolan has basically lived at my house for the last 3 years. We would never do anything to harm him. Y'all following along here? Follow me here, because now this is what his brother said. Now, there's several things that I noticed in that I could focus on. And one, he's now starting to tell you how he feels about black people. Okay. But before we get into that, I want you to notice what he said. Nolan has nearly lived at my house for the past 3 years. The other boy said that he was going places with Nolan and leaving his car parked in Nolan's driveway, but he also said he didn't meet the mom face to face. So what that tells me is that even though his mom is grieving, I'm not saying she's a bad mom or you should be mean to her, but what I actually think is that she doesn't know what the fuck her son be doing. Just let that sink in. I think that boy did park his car at the mama house. I think she is the nurse, and whether she works a lot or whether she just is not that involved, everybody keeps saying that the guy is his stepdad. So the more less involved he feel like he got to be, because that's not really my child. And Nolan is out here grown, 18 years old. He does what he wants. So I truly believe he was at these white boys' house all the time. And if he was nearly living on their couch, also, at 11:30 at night, it was his friends that called his mom and said Nolan is missing. Nolan's mom wasn't worried about where her son was at 11:30, because that tells me Nolan kind of does what he wants to do. She wasn't. If Nolan wouldn't have showed up to the next morning and came home, she wouldn't have been surprised by that. Now, I'm not saying that's right or wrong. I'm just saying Nolan probably doesn't come home a lot. He just hangs out with his fucking friends and does what he wants. And some of y'all gonna tell me, no, I don't give a fuck what you're talking about. Because one, I'm a mother. My kids ain't no motherfucking kid leaving no car in my driveway. And my kid is taking off for days to go to Florida with them. And I don't know who this kid is. I'm just saying. So it seems like to me, while she's saying, I don't know this boy, and instead of just being real honest because she don't want to look bad, I don't think she knew many of his fucking friends. She's a nurse. Maybe she worked long hours. I don't know. But what I will tell you is this, right? Because there's a lot to unpack there. So let's talk about this too, because there's new shit that's coming to the light. And everybody, when y'all see the video on Horn Island, I find it very interesting that there's nothing but a ton of white people. We're going to look at that video. And it's like 1.5 black people. Okay. If anybody's seen a bunch of black people on an island like that, you know what y'all would say? Y'all would say, look at all these niggas ghetto-fying this island. Look at them over here. They smoking weed. They bumping music. They just making shit ghetto. How many y'all on here? Maybe Facebook can speak up. How many y'all on here are white and hang out with rich white kids? How many of you do? Because I want to tell you about rich white kids. Rich white kids are the baddest, most disrespectful, out of control motherfuckers I've ever hung out with. Now, when y'all ask me about white people, most of y'all assume, oh, she got white family. She know about white folks. No, I actually don't. My family ain't got many white folks. I told you, it was my grandfather and his wife came over here from Poland. My dad was born. His 2 sisters were born. I have cousins, but they're half black, and then that's it. Talking about Auntie Susie when she said some racist shit many years ago about Tamir Rice. She tried to get loud. I told her, girl, fuck you. I'm grown and you racist. We haven't spoken since. Hey, Aunt Susie, if you watching. I'm going to tell you where I hung out with white folks. When my mother, she got up and my mom moved out of Detroit long time ago. She did not want to be there. My mother always ran to white neighborhoods. I've always told this story thinking that we would have a better life if she had us around white people. So when I got into these neighborhoods and there was nothing to do, because I'm a kid coming from Detroit, Michigan, I was bad as fuck when I was little. That's a whole nother story. But I was in these goddamn streets, and then you send me to some white suburb somewhere in Colorado and all of these stupid ass states, right? With a bunch of white kids, and then you want to put me in high school, and I'm like 10 of fucking black kids in the school, and that's it. So when we was in those places, and these parents were police officers, judges, lawyers, doctors, just like in this community, we hung out with their kids. Them kids was bad as fuck. They was. Every time we wanted to act up, we would go to their house. Because you couldn't do that shit at our black parents' house. But we could go to their house, and their parents will actually be the one to buy the liquor for the kids. A lot of those rich white parents, they're not ever even home with their children. They just give them money, and they tell them to do whatever the fuck they want to do. Them kids, we partied at them kids' house. You could smoke at their house. You could cuss at their house. You could drink at their house. You could goose at their house. You could do whatever you wanted, and the parents did not care. And if they came home and tried to check the kid be like, fuck you, mom. That shit ain't no made for TV. That shit is real. These little badass kids is rich. You can't tell them nothing. They out doing whatever the fuck they want to do. And now people want to talk about Nolan was drinking heavy and doing coke. He probably was. And so was the fuck rest of y'all. Y'all was too. Y'all was coke, little badass motherfuckers. Y'all was on the boat drinking. Who bought you the liquor? Because it had to be somebody 21 and older. So what adult bought y'all some fucking liquor? Why your parents let you do what you want? Because you're rich, you think you can do everything you want to do. And because you're white, you think you can do what you want to do. And at the end of the day, your parents don't check you because they raise you with a sense of superiority. I want you to think about that. Any fucking adult that has any sense when it comes to their children, who is letting your kids go out on a boat, even though they're 18 years old and you ain't had a conversation and you don't want them drinking? People crash on boats, people die on boats. I'm not just finna give my badass kids a big ass bank to do whatever you want to do. Go take this boat. Y'all just go out there. You have no rules, no regulations for none of these kids. Them kids bad as fuck. And they was all out there being bad as fuck. Now I don't know if these white boys did something to Nolan, but somebody white did something to Nolan. I know that for a fact. There's too much going on. It's foul play, and I'm gonna let y'all see what the island looked like that day. So again, I think the real story in this is that I don't think that boy is lying, and we don't know how. We argue over the dumbest shit. That boy lying. Y'all got whole videos talking about he is calling Nolan's mom a liar, and this boy is disrespectful. No, the truth is his mom doesn't want to admit that she just didn't know her son's friends because she wasn't fucking around enough or didn't pay enough attention. Somebody said you be flip-flopping. Girl, your mama be flip-flopping. You don't know what the fuck you talking about. I guess you haven't watched my other 2 videos on this because from the very beginning, my stance has always been the same. Who be flip-flopping? No, I think the part of this is that y'all come over here and think you know who the fuck I am, and you think you're going to tell me how to think, and just because it's a black issue, y'all think I'm going to automatically jump on everybody's side. I'm not done, because I didn't say that they didn't do nothing to him. I said that y'all focused on the wrong shit. So all I'm saying is while y'all making these videos talking about he disrespected Nolan's mom, he's calling Nolan's mom a liar. Why are y'all debating this and wasting energy over this? Thank you. Somebody said I'm very consistent. I said what I said from the beginning. I stand on what the fuck I said. So if I'm flip-floppy, you obviously are wish-washy and your ass ain't watched all my other videos. Because I stand on everything I've said from the beginning. Now let's talk about something else really quickly for any white people that are in here. Let me give you a lesson. And for any black people who want to keep saying that black people are racist and everybody can be racist. Okay? Let's talk about that for a moment. I want to take this time to show you the difference. So there's a word called prejudice. Yes? Prejudice has a definition. Prejudice is not the same thing as racism. That's why they are 2 different words and they have 2 different fucking definitions. Okay. So let's go back to the white people's definition, the colonizer, the oppressor, the racist person who gave us this new definition. So the definition of racism says that you think you're superior to another race. Which I'm gonna tell you, that's not the full definition. They changed it so you could think anybody is racist. First of all, you're supposed to think that you are the best out of everybody. Not that people are beneath you, but if you don't think you're the best, what the fuck is you doing? You're an insecure, weak back motherfucker. If you come from a group of people, you are supposed to think that your group of people are the shit. That's human nature. So fuck missing me with that fucking definition. Everybody's supposed to think they're the best, right? Now we have prejudice, where you look at groups of people based on certain things and you have preconceived notions about them that make you negatively not like them. So you may treat or say certain things to them a certain way. Everybody can be prejudiced. But see, racism is prejudice plus power, and that becomes racism. Because see, that's what they left out in that definition. Now let me show you something right the fuck now. If people had killed Nolan and we found that out, right, and it was some white boys, and let's say that they killed Nolan because Nolan is black. And the reason they did it was because of racism, right? Now, that is a racist issue. But if the system and the medical examiner and the police officers and everybody involved got on and did their job, they searched those boats right away. They talked to everybody right away. Matter of fact, there is a law that says if you are the person driving a boat and you bring somebody to an island, it is against the law to leave them and not sure that they make it back safely. There was clearly alcohol on the boat. The kids have admitted to that, right? So who bought the alcohol? So there's at least an adult that should be arrested. The person who is driving, even if it's a misdemeanor, right? The person who was driving the boat should be, that's a reason to arrest them immediately. Now you don't have to keep them, but you use it as a fucking tactic to put them in jail, to make them be scared a little bit. You can hold somebody for 72 hours without charging them with anything. So you could have had the motherfucker Bart, who gave alcohol to the people in jail, holding him for giving alcohol to underage children, at least until he made bail, because they all gonna make bail. You could have locked the other boy up for taking somebody on a boat and not bringing their ass back. They didn't lock nobody up and start asking questions. But let's say they did all of that, and they shared the information, and they didn't hold back, and they didn't cover shit up. Would this actually be an issue of racism? If the individuals did something to him because they're racist, but then the system made them pay the fucking price for what they did, this is not really a systematic or a racist issue you would have to be concerned about. Because what it says to me is that if you do something racist, the law is going to hold you to what is right, and you did some shit wrong. Yes, you wouldn't be screaming racism. The reason we're screaming racism right now, let's be clear, is not because Nolan is gone and he was on an island with white people. The reason we're screaming racism is because he was on an island with all of these white people, and they have parents who are doctors, judges. They are the toxicology, the head over the toxicology department. Okay? These are their parents. So what happens is that they feel, let's be clear, Nolan might have been their friend. But when it comes down to who they ride with, they riding with they fucking white people. Nolan was our friend, but we not putting a white person down. We not sending our friend to jail over a nigga. This is when they make you realize you a nigga. You was cool until you made me choose. I stand with my people. So regardless of what is happening, they are using their power to cover it up, stall the investigation, not give answers, to try and brutally punish Nolan's parents even more by keeping information from them. This is what they're doing. And so they're acting this way, but it's their power that allows them to cover this shit up and let them get away with it. And the reason they can do this is because they're white. The reason why they're doing this is because Nolan is black and he's not one of them. The reason they can do this is because Nolan's life don't matter enough that they will throw away one of their own lives, because even though their kids is stupid, sniffing coke, doing drugs, acting crazy, and they done something wrong to somebody, took somebody's life, my child's life is still worth more than yours. So we're going to cover this shit up. You got to have power to cover it up. See, that's racism. Power plus prejudice. Nolan might have been cool until it cost one of them their life. Now they don't give a fuck about Nolan, because that racism definition they give us, that is my race is superior than yours. Nolan was okay, but Nolan's life does not matter over the lives of my people, because we are superior over them. So with that being understood for any stupid person, especially you black people who be out there talking about we racist too. Black people, some of the most racist people I've seen. Now, when you understand the real definition of racism, because that's what you're looking at right now, a bunch of white people and a group of folks, a group of people who hold enough power that when they think a situation arises and their people are superior to yours in their race, then they will enact the power they have to oppress your people to make sure theirs are upheld, even if what they have done is wrong. So if we have an understanding that that's what the fuck racism is, now tell me how the hell Black people can be racist. I'm surprised that motherfuckers don't know the true definition of racism today. Y'all let the people who created it change the definition on Google, and now you argue me down over a definition. That if you understand prejudice and racism are two different things, it's clear to see what the real definition is saying if you just have some fucking sense. And a Black person alive that can be racist. Tell me the last time that something has happened against Black people and it was another race or a group of people and Black people came together and had the power to say, my people's lives matter more than yours and we are going to step on your people, even if we are the ones in the wrong, because we have the power to oppress you because we are more superior to you. And not only that, we have the power to exhort the superiority we think we have over you. Tell me who the fuck is Black doing that? I'll wait. Y'all want a little intermission? Because I would love for somebody to tell me. Give me one example. This is a perfect definition of what racism is. So remember that shit before you get to calling Black people racist. Because me calling you a name, bitch, is not racism. That's not racism. Me calling you a name is not racism. Me thinking a white boy in a Black community running his mouth, calling people the N-word, and then he get punched in his mouth, baby, that is not racism. Somebody that said the host is racist as fuck. Who would I be racist to? It's amazing. You see how white people is? They're so upset. I haven't called anybody nothing. I've just simply given you the definition of all facts and what's taking place here, and I'm racist by pointing out facts. Who would I be racist to? Please tell me. Am I racist against white people? Because by your definition, baby, I can't be racist against white people because my daddy is white. Do we need to let that marinate a little bit? Do we need to veer off in the rabbit hole and talk about how your racism shines through because you see me as Black? You don't see me as both. Rebecca, why are we not cousins? Why are we not cousins, girl? Huh? Why you ain't invited me to none of the barbecues? You don't see me as a white person like you? Well, that would speak more to your racism than mine. Because I got a white daddy. So if the definition of racism, according to you motherfuckers, is a group of people who think that their group is superior than others, like I'm part of the white group and I'm part of the Black group, it's only due to social constructs that you don't receive biracial people because you say the Black in them done dirtied up the whites, so you don't receive them. It would actually show your racism and not mine. See, I can't be racist against white people. See, people pull out Black cards all day. I love to pull out my white card. Who am I racist against? Huh? Who? Warren, Wyatt, Widget, them fucking dumbass names y'all have? Please tell me. Don't get quiet now. Because I'm talking about white and Black. So which one am I prejudiced against? Which one am I racist against? I can't be prejudiced, and I am prejudiced against white people, absolutely. When I first see you, until you tell me you're not one of them by your actions, I automatically be like, oh, white people. I'm just being honest. I am prejudiced. I'm not racist because I don't have the ability to be. But if they gave me the power to be, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I'll fuck y'all motherfuckers up. Be glad Mechee does not have the power to be racist like y'all. Because if I did, I'd give you motherfuckers back everything 10 times, 4 times, 100 times over what you have given to us. I would. Be glad I can't be racist, white people. Okay? Be glad. Because these words that are hurting your feelings with your white fragility and vulnerability, you guys have got past the white guilt era. Now you're not guilty anymore as white people. Now the new thing is to cry racism. White boy, bye. You've gotten really quiet in the chat. Come back. Come back. Answer my question, bitch. Y'all give me a second because y'all been here showing love and I haven't said that. Let me shout these out because we got a lot to cover. Oh, thank you, my shade baby. Thank you for the gift, honey. Thank you for the memberships from Billy. Thank you, Shay, and thank you, Michelle. Thank you for all the gifts, y'all. They finally let me see this on here. Usually I can't see this unless I'm on my phone. Shout out to everybody for the gifts. Thank you for that. Let me see. Is there any super chats? Because I want to make sure I read them. Okay, shout out to C Stan says, thank you for the $5 holla. Says, hey Mechee, what you think about the phone call recording they released? Okay, good question. Thank you, Dre Productions, for the $5 holla. I appreciate that. And then I see one more, but let me answer that question first. So what do I think about the phone call? So when I listen to the phone call, one thing I would tell you from a psychological perspective, because when I tell truth, I'm going to be fair. So when I hear that phone call, to be honest, I do hear what they're saying is on there. But I do also know that I have watched, what I'm going to say, I have watched a lot of clips where the words are already embedded in the video. You have got to be careful of that psychologically, because if I show you a video, okay, and I put the words at the bottom and what you're hearing is muffled, but then I write the words, I'm actually telling you what to hear. That is a fact, okay? So this is a psychological thing. They do tests like this all the time where they will put a sound and it's not very clear, it's muffled or mumbled, and they'll write some words on the screen and the people, it'll say, you'll be like, I hear exactly what it's saying. Then a few minutes later, they'll switch up the line and give you something else that sounds just like it, and you'll be like, I hear that too, though. So I think they messed up. I think they messed up when they put the wording to it. If you're going to put it out and you want a fair, unbiased opinion, you don't tell the people what to hear. You leave the words off of the video and you just let people listen and hear what they hear. You kind of you thank you, Will. Shout out to you. Thank you for that super chat. So you gotta let people listen and hear what they hear. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? And so I don't know if that's what I necessarily hear. I'm gonna be honest. That's what I hear when I read the wording. But if I listen to it without it and close my eyes, because I've seen that method happen in psychology a lot when I was in school. And when I did it, I can't tell you that I hear exactly what's being said. I do hear, oh my God. It does sound like somebody saying Nolan, but I guess my only problem with that, and I don't know if this is true or not, but they were saying that at the time, I guess that happened, there are people saying that Nolan was doing stuff on the island even after the fact that happened like an hour later. And so I don't know how much of that they have actual proof of. So I don't know, because if Nolan was on the island with people at 4:00 when this call took place at 3:30, I guess that would make no sense. So I don't know. I'm waiting to see, and I wish people would stop hiding the fucking evidence when people can talk and say what it is. So I don't know, but I'm not going to sit and just be like, yeah, that's what I hear on the video. I don't know. I do think that it is interesting that right after that video comes out and a lady that does audio, she took the background noise out, not the background, but the music and the dispatcher lady, and tried to do it to enhance it where you could just hear what's being said. But once that came out, and it seems like that's what's going on, now all of a sudden you have Officer Tatum and people coming forward now trying to say that Nolan had a lot of alcohol and cocaine in his system. Now they're trying to say that about Nolan. That's crazy to me, right? Nobody thought that they wanted to say that before. Now you want to say this after this video has come out? Where was all this before? Then white boys sat on Officer Tatum's couch. Why you ain't say this shit in the first interview? Huh? Why you say this shit in the first interview? Let's talk about that for a moment. Before we keep moving. No. Before we do, I want to cover one more small thing, and then I want to show a video. I'm gonna play Officer Tatum. But check this out here. So let's talk about the judge's phone. Did you guys hear that one? Did y'all hear that? That on the judge's phone, the phone number. So there's a tip line for if something happens that people can go. Somebody said justice for all races. Nah, fuck y'all. I don't agree with justice for all races. Justice for Black people. Justice for Black people. We're gonna take a veer from that. We'll come back to the judge's phone in 1 second. I'm gonna put a pin in that. No, No, we're not screaming justice for all people over here. You got me fucked up. All people have had fucking justice in this country but Black people. And y'all have all had justice off the backs of our fight, our civil rights, and none of it has been afforded to us. So I'm not screaming justice for all people. I'm worried about Black people. I've watched you motherfuckers of all different races get all kind of shit, get everything that's supposed to be given to Black people. Y'all look down on us like we ain't shit, even if you just came over to this country thinking like you better than everybody else. When we built this bitch, literally, you know what the word literally means? Like on our back. And you still ain't giving Black people the freedom, the respect, and the justice that we deserve in this damn country. So no, I don't for justice for everybody. Fuck out of here. How about this? How about this? Have you ever heard this? If you were to actually give true justice and freedom to Black people, everybody else would be fine. Everybody else would be fine because nobody endures the shit like we do. So do that for Black people first. While y'all always screaming that shit and y'all want us to jump on the bandwagon, save y'all, cry, go to the streets, march, protest, make a big deal, fucking be on social media crying for you motherfuckers. When have y'all ever fought for us? We always talking about some goddamn, a Black and brown coalition. Oh, don't send the immigrants home. We fight and cry for y'all. When the fuck have y'all ever done that shit for us? When? Don't you dare come in here talk about fucking justice for everybody. Fuck everybody. Scream justice for Black people like we've been screaming for y'all. Don't none of y'all ever fight for us, but always want somebody to fight for y'all. I hope all of you experience niggerdom in this goddamn country. That's the one thing I appreciate about Trump. Welcome to the Terror Dome. He has introduced all of y'all to what it feels like to be a nigger. Welcome to America. How does it feel? We will not save you from the shit that we have been dealing with ever since we have been here. We're not saving you from the shit we've always dealt with. Deal with it just like we do. Fuck out of here. Now, let's get back to the judge and her phone. So, again, this about them small towns, y'all. When you talk about a bunch of white people who come together, it's not this large city. It's a lot of that in Mississippi, Alabama as well. And all of these people are connected. Now, let's talk about this on a real level. The issue here, if you have not heard, is that the judge's number, Ashley, which is a judge who is the stepmother to one of these boys. I believe it is Warren. To me, it doesn't matter the names. Just know that one of the boys who own the boat, that's the stepmama. And I think it's Warren who did the interview, the white boy with Nolan, that's his stepmom. She is a judge, okay? But you had him with you. You're being looked at as a suspect. His mother is a judge. Now, the tip hotline to give tips for Nolan, when you look at the number, it is 2 digits reversed from her number. So, for example, her number for her office, and let's be clear, I don't believe that that's her personal cell phone. That is her number for the judge's office for Judge Ashley, okay? So it is not uncommon, and this is what I mean about us getting upset and we fucking lose focus on what we should be focused on. So like her number is, thank you, Butterfly Voice, like her number is 63 at the end, and the actual hotline number is 36. So the numbers are not the same, but they are very close. Now, this is not uncommon, you guys, when you go to a smaller place or even a bigger place and you have like a courthouse directory or directory for the sheriff's department because it is for, you know what I'm saying, that same department. You can have a lot of the same phone numbers where the last 4 digits are different, but the first 3 of them are the same, if that makes sense. The problem here, what I don't hear anybody saying that we should focus on, is that this is a conflict of interest. And in that conflict of interest, the question would be, if you call Judge Ashley's number right now, it says the mailbox is full. But the mailbox is full because tons of people have been calling it. So the problem here is that who has taken seizure of her voicemail? Because if there are tips on that voicemail because the numbers have been confused, and what if that tip is about her fucking son? What if it's about her son? That is a conflict of interest. So what needs to be focused on while everybody is upset, what people should be yelling is, has anybody said we're going to check and make sure there are not some tips on there that need to be gotten? She should not be able to have access to that right now, and they should do something and change the number for a moment or do something to deal with that. This is a conflict of interest. And so while we are upset and focused on these numbers are the same, they're not the same. And there's actually a legitimate reason why the numbers are so close to each other. This is not her personal line. This is her line as a judge in that same fucking county building. Okay. But y'all so caught up on that, you're not focused on the real issue she will be talking about, which should be, are there any messages that were reported on that answering machine that they did not get and that she has and can compromise the case because of the conflict of interest? That should be our focus right here. But I ain't heard one person say that. Not one. Again, we get so worked up that we take our eyes in that emotion. If you want to talk about the racism in this and the conflicts, you got to calm down. Stop losing sight of what the real issues are here to fucking focus on what we need to be pushing or promoting. And there's just too much bullshit. Like people putting these videos out of Nolan being slammed all on the ground. Wasn't even Nolan. The people who came out and said as a nurse, the body was bruised and burned. It wasn't. Y'all are causing more problems and distracting from shit, talking about y'all help solve the case. You do realize you're muddying the waters and actually making it harder, but you claim you care about this boy getting justice. I can't fucking tell. Okay. Now let's go watch something. So we can take a look at one of these things. I wanna show y'all something. Hold on, let me get it on the screen. Okay. Y'all see this little Fruit Loop with his finger and shit up? And I'm gonna come back to these super chats in 1 second, you guys. Let me play this and then I'm gonna let it marinate and then we will come back. Yes, somebody said that's the problem. A lot of people are doing this for clicks and views. Absolutely. And to me, that is a problem. Y'all playing games, and I'm mad because y'all playing games on the head of we got all these racist issues, but nobody is focused on the issues at all. At all. We want to know how Nolan got killed, but if you're gonna talk about the racism, you're not talking about to me about the departments. If you're not talking about shit like the fact that one of these children on the boat, I believe it's Bart's father is the head of the toxicology department. And now they're talking about that when his toxicology test comes out, that they guarantee this old fruity loopy ass nigga gonna say he guarantee 150% or something that it's gonna show that Nolan had heavy alcohol and cocaine in his system. Is it? Well, who is finna run that test? Because if Bart's daddy is the head of the toxicology department, that's a fucking conflict of interest. But do y'all know that? Are y'all focused on that? Or are we not going to talk about that? Because see, that's where the racism come in place. If you don't get these people out of these positions, they done covered up for their own people before. They will continue to do so, and nothing will really fucking stop and end. So are we interested in focusing on the people that are causing the racism in this system? Or are y'all just concerned with some clicks and some views and a reason to be emotional because y'all so used to doing this shit every fucking 2 months and y'all just waiting for the next case to come along so we can forget about Nolan and fucking cry about the next one? Or do you want some fucking change? I don't know. I can't tell. But let's listen to this motherfucker right here. Hold on, I want to show y'all something. There's a couple things on here I want to show y'all, but let me go back. I just want to show y'all something from a perspective of for people who live in Mississippi. I mean, people anywhere, but in Mississippi, I want y'all to tell me something. Watch this.
Right where his butt is at. You move over at the edge of the boat in his butt, and that's actually Nolan standing in the water right there. I'm going to have the team play the video and pan it so you can see what environment they were in.
Yes.
Similarly,
pay attention to the environment, please.
Sink. Roll the clip. Pause. Do you guys see how many people are out there?
Hold on, let's go back. Let's go back.
Standing in the water right there. I'm going to have the team play
Watch
the video
really close.
and pan it
Watch.
so you can see what
I'ma ask you what
environment
you
they were
see.
in. Similarly, when the boat began to sink. Roll the clip. Pause. Do you guys see how many people are out there?
Do y'all see how many white people is out there? Like, how the fuck is that not what y'all see? As a black person, the first thing I say is, do you see all them fucking white people out there? That's what this scene in a lot of places in America looks like danger to me. For a black person, this is danger, Will Robinson, danger. Fucking danger. Deep, back the fuck up. Danger. An alarm should be going off. And I'm not even finna laugh because I'm on some real shit. You live in Mississippi and you think that it's okay. You live in Mississippi and that scene doesn't look like danger to a black person. You are at an island that separates you from life, people, help. It's a body of water in between you and civilization. You are on a motherfucking island with 800 white people. Can you count the niggas like where's Waldo? Because it wasn't none in the crowd. The fucking island was 99.99999% fucking white. Epstein Island in this bitch. I'm saying. On some real shit. Like, this thing like some simple shit to say, but it is one of the most profound things I can say all night. How the fuck do you think, as a black person in Mississippi, that scene does not scream danger in Mississippi? Now let's have this conversation really quickly. I find it amazing that we will have conversations with our youth. What was the last conversation that was supposed to be so big in the black community? Talking to your children about getting pulled over by the police. Yes. Yes. You got to talk to your children about how to act when they are getting pulled over by the police. Okay? Why don't we have conversations about anything else in this country when it comes to racism with your children? You're only going to have the talk with them about the police and if they get pulled over. You're not going to have the talk with them if you live in Mississippi or Alabama and some of these places with their well-known history. You live there and watch the news every day. You hear the words that go around town. And if you live in these places, you don't think that you should have a conversation with your black children about being the only black person in the crowd? You haven't had a conversation with your black children about, and your sons, about not messing with white women? Oh, it's 2026. Those conversations don't apply today. Y'all crazy as fuck. Because I wouldn't be surprised if Nolan got into a fight over the girl that he was talking to, Katie. See, one thing that I peeped out, because again, I've been in these white people communities. When I was in school, my mama would take me. I told you I'd be in a little high school for a minute. I hated that shit. It was culture shock. I would fucking run away and go back to Detroit. Fuck this shit. My mama always had me in schools like that. And I'm telling you the truth. So Katie was on her boat. Let's talk about that. Katie was on her boat. That means Katie got her own boat. That means Katie is somebody in town. That means Katie is probably the girl that all the people like because Katie family is somebody prominent. Katie's on her own boat. She don't need to ride with none of you niggas. Katie got her own boat. Katie is the one that the other family's sons desire to get with Katie because your dad and your family is somebody. My dad is somebody. Katie is the catch. And Nolan is cool until Katie is all up in the nigga face. Now it's a problem because Nolan is a friend until you start to fuck with they women. And y'all think this conversation is so far behind and so elementary. Baby, it's not. It's not. As I go to Mississippi and the stories that we talked about and that we dealt with, I want you to know that many of them had a facet of a white woman in the story. This is why they did what they did to the black boys. That shit ain't changed since Emmett Till. In Mississippi, and I don't understand why you niggas go to Mississippi to get a white woman, of all places. And I don't care if she white trash, that's they women, and they will be your friend all day. But there are some places they cross the line, and that's probably one. Because out of all these boys here, the nigga get Katie? What? Out of everything that's come out, I've heard these boys say several times, right? I've heard these boys say several times that there was some type of, they teased her or said something to him about Katie. Why is Katie the focus? The one boy said he noticed that he was cradling Katie. Cradling? You know, that's a really intimate word. How long were you watching him that you came up with the word cradling for like an 18 or 17-year-old boy? That's a weird word. He was cradling her. Maybe you was upset because he was holding her too close because, nigga, you like Katie. Katie got a boat. You got a boat. Y'all both white. Y'all will make some beautiful kids. Why is she talking to the nigga? Y'all think that stuff don't make people mad in Mississippi? I told y'all the police did what they did to Michael and Eddie because they were at a white woman's house. This white woman that was in this house is no queen of the ball. She is disabled. She has a colostomy bag. She is ill and needs somebody to assist and take care of her. And the black guy that lived at her house was her friend since high school. They've known each other many years. He moved in to help take care of this woman. When the white people and the police officers, the goon squad, when they found out that she went to the hospital, ambulance picked her up because she had a medical emergency. They knew that the ambulance picks her up a lot. She goes back and forth to the hospital. They knew that she would not be at the house. And that is why they went and did what they did to Michael and Eddie. Eddie lived there. Michael was just visiting on the couch. And in those messages and the things that transpired, it is clear to see that they had a problem with these niggas at this white girl house. And they had a problem that she also brought niggas into the neighborhood, that it was black people in the neighborhood she lived in because they felt like they did not belong there and they was at this white girl's house. This happened 2 years ago. The goon squad is in jail. The evidence is there. You should watch the trial if you want to fucking tell me about that's not what happens today anymore. How do you live in Mississippi and not teach your sons about white people, about white crowds, about white women? You know, I find that some of y'all in Mississippi are so hell-bent on trying to be with the white man, like the white man. Y'all still got so much racism going on. Some of y'all be dying to be accepted by them still. It amazes me that you live in Mississippi and some of y'all be dying so hard to fucking be with these white girls or be in these white people's faces. That's crazy to me. Y'all should be the niggas that's running the furthest away from them. You know better than anybody else, but you love it. That's crazy. Let's go see what Officer Tatum had to say some more. Let me share this again and let's listen to Officer Tatum and this bullshit that he be saying. Let's go to him talking about this boy doing drugs because I want to point something the fuck else out.
Everybody saw it when they're entangled within all these people, I think is a disservice. We need to get to the information that I heard. We'll get to Miss Rachel and her silly self. And Judge Mathis. We'll get to Judge Mathis. But what I was told, and you guys, please.
I hate this nigga. That's all I want to say real quick. I swear to God, he irritates me to my soul. I've never seen such a cooning motherfucker in my life. I can't stand him. I could stomach Jesse Peterson before I listen to this nigga.
Please take in consideration that it's reliable sources. However, we need to get to the information that I heard. We'll get to Miss Rachel and her silly self. And Judge Mathis. Is if I see it with my own eyes, if the law enforcement have the investigation of this, and also when the toxicology results come out. But people are messaging me and telling me that there is heavy drinking and there's cocaine involved. And there's a particular person whom I know this person's name. I'm not going to disclose it. I'm going to go to the police first, and then I will disclose it if it doesn't interfere in the investigation. But this person allegedly was offering people cocaine, and someone close to Nolan, one of his friends, told me that this person was offered cocaine and rejected it from this person.
Yeah, because he gonna tell you he took cocaine too. He gonna admit that to you. Right. This is the dumbest motherfucker. You ever seen people that so smart they dumb? This is him. He's so smart he dumb. You really think that boy would have told you that he was? If he was?
And I was also told, and this person told me that it's over 100% chance that Nolan was using cocaine during this period of time.
This is so fucking out of order. And he's a police officer, an ex-police officer, and he knows exactly what the fuck he is doing. This is so out of order. First of all, why is anybody coming to you and telling you as a fucking YouTuber? Why are they telling you? Why did they just call the police? And so now magically these boys want to call you back and they want to add more to the story. But when they sat on your fucking couch and told you their story, they told everything. Now all of a sudden it's stuff they left out and they want to tell you. If that was going on, why you ain't told Nolan's mama this? Or why the fuck they ain't told the police? Instead, nigga, you online, and then you see how reckless he is? Now he says allegedly, and he gonna say shit like it's 100% chance it's gonna come back. How dare you speak on this boy like this when you don't know if these people are lying or not? You have no fucking proof of any of this, but you gonna spread this. And instead of you going to call the police, and instead of you as an ex-police officer telling whoever called you, you need to tell the police this. You need to not tell this to me. The police need to know this for the investigation. And then even if he didn't do that, instead of him going to the police and calling the police himself and saying, I got some information for you, this bitch ass nigga get online and make a video about it and ain't told the police nothing. Well, I'm going to call them. And if it pans out, bitch, how about you let it pan out before you put that story and that narrative out there? Because you just trying to get some views. I told you, the coons, the non-coons, the activists, anybody who you even think you doing right, y'all love dead black bodies. They pay y'all bills good as fuck. And y'all might not want to hear that. I'm not talking about white America. I'm talking about black America. Y'all love dead black bodies. You will fund a dead nigga for you will ever fund alive people that is doing work for kids and people in our community. Nolan's dead black body is making so many YouTubers rich, like O'Shea Duke Jackson say. You know how many YouTubers is getting paid right now? Is somebody gonna say, well, you're talking about it? I am, because I think we need some necessary rationalization and some clarity because people are acting a fucking fool around this. But what you're not gonna see me do is go live every day. Y'all go live every goddamn day. Guess what I heard about Nolan? Guess what his parents said about Nolan? Guess what this boy said? Guess what that boy said? Oh, we got some footage. Oh, here go a picture. Like y'all just be making up shit so that y'all can just have something to talk about every single day. And then y'all get up every day to have something else to talk about Nolan. And the crazy part that pisses me off is that y'all do this, but as y'all are constantly talking about Nolan, y'all really not pointing out the racism, but you still want Black people to be upset. You haven't explained to me yet why this is my fight as a Black person. Why I'm supposed to donate. If you want to feel sorry for a boy, fine. But tell me how my donation and y'all focus is going to do anything for Black people. Tell me how y'all focusing on the corrupt officials and how y'all going to put them out of place so that they don't continue to do this. I've already made the connection for y'all between the state medical examiner, Stacey Turner, and her connection to the Goon Squad and other cases where she has literally just lied and said there's no foul play, unknown cause of death, and independent. This is not several times this has happened with Stacey. Independent autopsies have come back. Several, not just one, stating she crazy as fuck and her findings is ridiculous. Anybody with eyes can see that there is foul play. This is how much she has completely written people off. And the people who she has written off have ties back to police brutality in cases where, because she didn't tell the truth, they continue to harass and do what they were supposed to do. Do you know if Stacey Turner did not lie on a case back in Mississippi from the Goon Squad, it would have been one less motherfucker in that house harassing him, because he wouldn't have been able to continue to do the shit he doing. He was able to continue to brutalize people in Mississippi and Rankin County because of Stacey Turner. Does anybody want to focus on Stacey? Does Crump want to focus on Stacey? I go to Mississippi and I go to talk to people about any case. Do you know who I run into every fucking time? Ben fucking Crump. I got a million pictures with this bitch ass nigga. You'll never see me post them. I try and be cordial because you don't want to fight with nobody over the fucking, and he there to help the family, but he's there every fucking time. So what I'm telling you is, if Crump really gave a fuck and his team of attorneys, how come Crump don't bring a civil case against Mississippi, the state, period, for all the racism that it has? How come he don't go higher up and do something to change the issues? How come he don't try and call in the Department of Justice to investigate whole fucking counties because of it? He has fought on so many fucking cases that he has the fucking evidence that there is a history of this shit always happening. The reason why Crump wins cases in Mississippi and Alabama all the time is because there's so much racism. They will admit to it and they will pay you, but nobody goes further than that to say, well, if the state paid you $1 million or $500,000 for their racism, how come nobody then holds that? You're going to pay the check, but you don't deal with the racism in the institution. Crump doesn't require for the motherfucker who did what they did to be arrested. He doesn't require that laws get changed. Nolan mama ain't going to ask that the way shit get done or processes get changed so that Black people in the future will not be victims of this racism. Let's be real. There is a direct connection to people who are covering up her son's case right now that have actually done this in the past. So let me say something motherfuckers don't want to hear. Had the last case, when Stacey Turner was doing what she did, had somebody focused on her and got that bitch out of the office, Nolan's mama might not be dealing with a corrupt medical examiner, and she might have more answers right now. The reason why she is suffering what she is suffering is because nobody put these racist niggas in their place the last time. I'm talking about the true racism, where the crux of it is, where the foundation of it is, where the root of it is that allows this shit to keep happening. And because she's not going to fucking call it what it is, because Nolan's mama won't call it racism, although she playing the race card, because she won't call out officials because she doesn't want to look what she wants to be agreeable. That's what it is. She want to be an agreeable nigga, right? Because Crump always tells you to be an agreeable nigga. I know that for a fact. I'm not even going to use the word allegedly. He tells all of his people to be agreeable Negroes because the angry Black woman doesn't get a big enough check. He tells them the angry Black woman won't get no sympathy. These are words verbatim that women he has told this shit to, that he been on their case. I'm not allegedly saying shit. He says it every time. So he wants her to be agreeable, Negro. So we're not going to call out the real people with the real issues. So because Nolan's mom won't do it, even though she has the spotlight, you got the microphone, motherfucker. You pulled out the race card. You waved this some racist shit black flag, but you're not going to play it all the way through. So you just want to know what happened to your son, huh? And then after that, you don't give a fuck if these people stay in position with their racism in the system so that they can do the justice to the next Black people, the next 100 of them, that the same shit will happen to them. Because Nolan's case has made it mainstream. Do you know how many motherfuckers in Mississippi get lynched, get done wrong? A bunch of white people do something to them. They find them by a bridge. They find them from a tree. They find them in the river, bruised, beaten, with their hands tied behind their back. But will tell you there's no foul play. I'm not understanding how a man with his hands tied behind his back can hang himself. But go off. Please explain it to me, because I just must be stupid. See, everybody's case don't make it to the fucking mainstream news. So if you think that Nolan dying and being around all them white people and his case being covered up and no justice being given is new, You are fucking sadly mistaken. Nolan's case is probably the fucking 125th case in the year in the state of Mississippi, but nobody talking about it. This nigga Tatum, Officer Tatum, gonna say on Stephen A's show the other day, talk about, I trust that the police department is going to do their job and that they are going to bring forth the evidence and do what they're supposed to do. I got faith in law enforcement. The same law enforcement that has been proven they have white supremacists in their organization, and 6 of them went to prison for beating and torturing 2 Black men when they got off duty and trying to cover it up. And it wasn't the first time they did it. And that police department still holds 50 other goon squad members, but you only arrested 6. That police department? Oh, okay. But that's not Rankin County. So should we talk about the police? Was it in Jacksonville, Mississippi that ran over Dexter Wade, I believe his name was? Forgive me if I get the names mixed up, but you run the man over. You hit him with your car because you speeding. And even though you're a police officer, it's okay for you to speed out of control and hit a pedestrian. And because you're police, it's okay for you to do that. They run this Black man over and kill him, y'all. In Mississippi, this your Mississippi Police Department that Tatum want us to trust in. They buried this man in a pauper field in the back of the jail as a John Doe. His mama looked for him for 187 days. She reported him missing to that same police department when she had his body exhumed because they said, oh, we didn't know. We tried to find out who he was. We didn't have any information to get in touch with y'all. You didn't put this man's face, his information on the news to say if anybody knows him, come forward. When his mama had his body exhumed, do you know what they found in his front pocket? I want you to guess. Guess, y'all. And if you've been here, you heard me already say it. What y'all think was in his front pocket? You know, the police department who's going to be great at investigating and he trusts they're going to do the job right. These police officers, this is what he want. What you think was in his front pocket? His motherfucking ID. Thank you. Wow. Some investigators you are. No, you wasn't trying to investigate. You wasn't trying to say who he was. You thought because he was a Black man and you hit him, nobody loved him. He didn't belong to anybody and nobody gave a fuck. And you threw him in a grave and buried him up like he didn't have any loved ones or he wasn't anybody. This the same police department in Mississippi that he tells us to have faith in and that they're going to do the investigation and he's waiting for their answer. Now, Nolan is the drug addict and the police are going to do their job. I want y'all to also pay attention. I think that it's really crazy that Tatum was able to say to you that he said that there is over 100% chance that this toxicology report would say that he had heavy alcohol and cocaine in his system. How would he know that? And I don't know if you guys do know this, so let me tell you guys this is true, that Bart's dad, and Bart is the one who he's 21 years old. So Bart is 21 years old. He's on the boat. They go to Bart's house. I think that's where they dock the boat. But Bart is 21, so he probably bought all the alcohol for everybody. Okay. One thing on the call, I can't make out everything he's saying, but I do know on the call, she does ask him, are there any adults on board? And he says, no, there's no one over 21. He's not trying to say there's an adult on board because Bart doesn't want to be named as an adult because kids are probably drunk and fucking high. So he's like, don't tell him I'm on the boat, because he's trying not to say there's an adult on the boat, but he does say nobody's older than 21. Bart is 21. His daddy, now what if Bart is the one passing out all this shit, but his daddy is the head of the toxicology department. And let me say this. I believe that it's Bart. If it's not, it's another one of the kids, but it doesn't matter. How the fuck does a kid call you and guarantee you that his toxicology report is going to have that on it? How are you taking the words of kids? As a good police officer, you don't announce no shit like that if you ain't really got the toxicology. If you believe in the police department, then you should say, well, I'm going to wait until the toxicology test tell me because I trust in them more. And as an officer, you should know not to believe and then spew everything you hear from somebody when it comes to a case like this, which shows your fucking bias and your coonishness to get your own damn people. But I just think it's weird that he's guaranteeing that. So the kid who came in and said that, has the father that's the head of the department, have they decided to make sure that no matter what, that toxicology test says that he has drugs? Because his department is who does the toxicology. If your son is being looked at, maybe we decide to say he had a lot of liquor and cocaine in his system because y'all said he was an avid swimmer and he was an athlete. So, you know, if we say that, then that explains how he drowned himself. That's crazy to me, though. They call Tatum, not the motherfucking police. Okay. Okay. Now, it is one more thing. Let me go over here. I want to read these super chats, and then it's just one more thing that I want to bring to y'all attention. Let me see. Thank you for the $5 holla. Says you explain racism versus prejudice perfectly, and I would love to know how this is misunderstood in 2026. I do not know. Thank you for the donation. But again, I don't know. It's the most ridiculous thing to me. But I think that we need to be aware as Black people. The new narrative is shifting, and they are trying to make Black people be the racist, and it does not help. What they're doing is, when you give that dumbass definition in Google, that's a half-ass definition, that if you have any intelligence, you can look at the definition of prejudice and racism and see there has to be some difference in it, right? And if we open our eyes, I don't think I need a white government to give me a definition of some shit that I've seen with my own eyes and lived. If you need them to tell you what we've experienced and lived and saw our own eyes in this country, then you're a stupid motherfucker, right? For people who think like that. But the crazy part is, if I was the one that created racism, I would want everybody to think that everybody could be racist too, because then that takes less of the focus off of me. But I want y'all to know the new narrative is that Black people are the new racists. There are even other Black people going around saying that Black people are some of the most racist people they've ever seen because we say words to white people. We say words because we won't help the immigrants, because we don't care about fighting for you, because we say words, because we refuse to help people, and because we say words. Like, I wish as Black people, can we just think about this for a moment? Y'all, where would we be as Black people in this country if racism was just words? I just want y'all to think about that for a moment. If that's what racism is, where would we be in this country if all they did was just say bad words to us? That's racism now? Because I'm pretty sure everything we've been through is way worse than words. I think we would have taken words over everything else that we have been through. So we're the biggest racists that some of you people have ever seen. Are you serious? In the same country that my grandma is alive, and they were lynching people from trees, cutting their babies out of their stomachs, setting them on fire, cutting off their intimate parts, and putting them on postcards and then mailing them out to people. But we're the most racist people you've ever seen. Baby, we're not far enough removed from the viciousness for you to say some dumb shit like that in 2026, okay? Because there are people that are still alive that saw strange fruit hanging from trees, motherfucker. They actually lived in that day, and they're still alive today, but you dare open your mouth. Black kids were used for alligator bait. They used to catch Black people and skin them and use their skin to make shoes and leather bags and wear them. There's a book called The Delectable Negro. They used to eat Black people. What? You ain't seen the most racist thing you've seen is people be called words and names. Motherfucker, I'ma say it again. Do you know where we would be in this country if all the fuck we had to deal with was some words? Y'all sound crazy talking about that's fucking racism. People who feel that way, and this is for Black people and white, y'all just stupid as fuck. White people, I get it, because y'all want to act like you're not the racist. You're all racist, and I'm going to show you how all white people are racist in 5 more minutes. But let me shout out these people. Thank you, Boho Productions. Thank you, Sweet Butters, for the gifts. Shout out to you, Will. Thank you for that. Thank you, Kanika, for the $20 holla. Thank you, William, for the $20 holla. All right. Thank you for the gifts. We got the Uncle Alert, David in the house, Sharon. Shawnee, thank you for that. Lady Tay. Thank you, Michelle, for the $2 holla. Says they weren't ready for this conversation. They're never ready for this conversation. They were so mad at me, girl. How dare you disrespect Nolan's mama? Fuck that shit. I am too far past that. I don't care about Nolan's mom's feelings. And y'all might think that I'm mean, but the truth of the matter is that I watch this shit happen every day all over this country. And if I am going to give my time, my attention, and be out here with my Black fist up talking about racism and let's fight the powers that be, I'm not doing that for any motherfucker that's not finna step up to the plate and say that shit out of their own mouth. We're not doing that. You don't get to exhort the Black community's energy and everything that we do to help somebody, but then you don't want to really scream racism, the fullness. You just want to use us in that vein. Too many of us have gone through real shit in this country. Too many of us have not gotten our justice. Too many of us want justice. We want the people responsible all the way down to the core to be taken down so that this shit doesn't keep happening. And for those of us that are fighting the real struggle and the real battle, for those of us that have lost family members to this motherfucking fight, and we have loved ones that is dead and gone because of racism and institutions. No, you don't get to get the fuck up here and disregard all that we've been through to play a game with us that at the end you don't have any real intentions to fucking focus on the racism to change things for us in the future. You just playing with our emotions to get what you need for you and your fucking son. And in that situation and in that context, I don't give a fuck. Y'all cry for Nolan mama. You fucking woo that chick. And again, I'm so sick of that nigga behind her. Do he breathe, much less say anything else? This is the perfect example of a weak-ass Black man and the mama who always got to say something. And she seemed like she's enjoying this a little bit too much. The attention screams Munchausen by proxy syndrome. If you don't know what that is, go look it up. She enjoys the attention she gets from the travesty of her son. Seems like this is the most attention she's gotten in a long time. And you can get mad if you want to, but just because somebody lost their son don't make them a decent ass person. Just like an asshole dead is a dead asshole. Stop making dead people nice because they dead. Nigga, you done fucked with everybody in the family. Good riddance that Uncle Joe is dead. Fuck this nigga. None of y'all want to stand up at the funeral and say that shit. How about y'all just don't go? Let this nigga be in the casket by himself. You got to give people they just do. You can say what you want to say if you want. I think Nolan's mom wasn't very involved in her son's fucking life. Now, I can't say why, can't say she don't love him, can't say she don't care about her son, but she damn sure didn't know his friends. Them boys was his friends. She don't know who the fuck he hang out with. But instead of making herself look bad, she get on here and say that about them boys. No, ma'am, you don't know who your friend's kids is. Your friend's kid, that boy had his car parked in your garage for several days. Your son and that boy went to Florida on a trip together. Your son went to Florida. You don't know who the fuck your son went to Florida with? Tells me you are not very in tune with what the fuck your son be doing. Y'all can have sympathy if you want. Miss me with that bullshit. Too many of us have lost too many goddamn people, and nobody gives us the same attention or focuses on the racism. I've already had casualties of this war. I've lost people. And if you're offended by what I'm saying about Nolan's mom, at least we in the same bracket, because I've had my family member murdered too, and that shit was covered up and called no foul play and suicide. So fuck you. If you ain't had a casualty of this war and you've never lost nobody, don't tell me how the fuck to feel about another bitch that's in the same position me and my family was in, and because won't nobody speak up, so many of us won't get the justice we need, and you won't stop shit, and you watch it happen to so many other motherfucking people. See, I lost somebody. If you ain't, shut the fuck up. Because for y'all to say, you don't know what she going through. Yes, the fuck I do. Yes, the fuck I do. So y'all kill me with that. You gonna cry for Christine, whatever the fuck her name is. She's a superstar now. When we get over Nolan's case, she got a lot of new followers. She's an influencer now. Seemed like it's something she's really proud of. I think she wanted to be an influencer for a long time. You have made her motherfucking dreams come true. Congratulations to fucking Christine. Shout out to you, Unfucked Mom. Thank you for the $20. I appreciate that. VW with the $9 holler says, Tatum said, we keep going all the way back to Emmett Till. This hate has never stopped since Emmett. Like this year, this month, last week. You are absolutely right. It never stopped. But that's the thing I said. When Tatum was like, y'all can't bring up nobody but Emmett Till, I was kind of upset with the civil rights attorney on Stephen A's show because I can come up with a bunch of cases that are not Emmett Till. Although I spent about 2 years ago when I was in Mississippi, I did spend some time with Emmett Till's cousin. Okay? And in talking to her and everything that goes on down there is rested all the other families, like Black people are being killed and lynched by white people in Mississippi left and fucking right. Every month there is somebody's dead son or dead daughter on a tree, on a bridge, in a river somewhere, and they always say that it's no foul play. All the time, okay? But I can give you a lot more cases. And I'm upset that that civil rights attorney didn't have nothing in his pocket. He pulled out the Central Park Five. He pulled out Emmett Till, baby. All you got to do is talk to Crump. Crump can give you 100 cases in the last 2 years. But he won't because he got checks for everybody. So his job is fucking done. Emmett Till. They pissed me off when they said that shit. Well, Emmett Till, if you don't shut the fuck up, although let's be real, if they had not killed Emmett Till, let's be clear, Emmett Till would still be alive today. This didn't happen like over 100 years ago. Emmett Till, had he not died, been murdered by them, Emmett Till would still be alive today. I mean, if he didn't die from other causes, but he wouldn't be so old that it wouldn't be a possibility that Emmett would still be here. That's what I'm telling you. It wasn't as long ago as some people try to make it seem. Okay. Shout out to you. Thank you for all of the gifts, y'all. Let me see if there's any more super chats. Thank you for the gifts. Shout out to Ty. $5 holla says they used to drain the blood of the corpse and pass it around and drink it after lynches. Look, there's some people in here like, you guys are ridiculous. Go read the book, The Delectable Negro. They used to eat Black people as a way of conquering them in their body when they would kill them. They would keep body parts and stuff them as souvenirs. I'm just saying, these are all facts. They're facts. And if you have a problem with facts, you go talk to your mama about why she made it so hard for you to deal with truths. That's all I'm saying. Shout out to Michelle Carter as a new member. Hey, Swookie Cookies. Hey, girl. All right, I think that's it. Okay. Thank you, everybody, for the gifts. I made sure I got all of them down. I want to say something to y'all about white people and white people in this chat before I end this show tonight. I want to have this conversation about white people and whiteness, okay? When you see all of those white people that are on that island, some people think I'm joking when I say, as Black people that got some sense, that should be a dangerous situation for you. You should see that and think, I don't want to fucking be on this island, okay? And let me tell you something. For any white person that says that they are not, right? That they are not racist. I want to say to you, white people, you may not be full-blown racist to where you go out trying to hate Black people or other people, right? But what I will tell you is that all of you have a sense of white superiority. All of you have what's called white privilege. And what I will say to you is that when we talk about this country, shout out to you. Thank you for that gift. Understand that there's this conditioning that we always talk about. Thank you, E. Warrell. Thank you for the $10 holla. We always talk about the conditioning of Black people, right? And how they tell us that Black is not beautiful. They show us the standard of white women. Now talk about we walk around here wearing wigs, trying to be like white women. Black people want to bleach their skin. And I think we all understand at this point that this is conditioning, yes? That this is society's way of telling Black people that white is right and something is wrong with your Blackness, okay? So, but I need you guys to understand that that conditioning works the opposite way. So when white people get up every morning and they see white is right on TV, they are the standard of beauty. Everything about them seems to be projected in a way that is humanizing. It's like, for example, right? So when you look on TV, how many white people do you see get murdered by the police just senselessly? And they are, you know what I'm saying? Their Black bodies are just entertainment, and you know, we're watching these white people be killed and their bodies lay in the street by the officers. Like when do y'all see that? When do you see that? You know, and let's be clear, police be killing white people too. So why don't we see dead white bodies all over social media and all over the news when it happens to white people? I'm going to tell you why. Because as much as they let you watch Black people, that is to condition everybody. So the more you see Black people being murdered and then publicizing it all over the place, it actually gives you some type of a resistance to having emotions about it. People start to get used to seeing Black bodies dead. And so it does not become as hard to watch anymore. And subliminally, the message that it is sending to you is that it's okay to kill Black people. That dead Black bodies are okay. They're not going to show you white people murdered by the police all over the news and everywhere, because you will begin to then get the idea that white bodies don't matter and that seeing white people dead all the time is an okay thing to say. To see, understand that that is what that conditioning does, because white people get murdered just like black people do, but they don't show it to you for a reason. When you go to school, let's be clear. How many of you have ever seen the meme that's been online? You might have seen it. And it's like a kindergarten book, and it's showing expressions of emotions. And it shows sad, and it shows the face of a black boy. It shows mad, and it shows the face of a black girl. It shows happy, and it shows the face of a white kid, right? Have y'all noticed that? So what you don't understand is that from elementary, from the time they kick us out the goddamn womb, they start bombarding us with "you're not good enough." Have you ever seen the doll test? If you have never watched the doll test, you guys, it is a psychological experiment that has been done several times over. I would love to see them do it again in a more recent day of age, and let's see how that plays out. But they would take these black kids, they would show them dolls, white dolls and black dolls, and they would ask these children, black children, they would ask them, who is the good doll? Who's the ugly doll? Who's the bad doll? Who's the troublemaker? And the kids always pointed to every negative aspect at the black doll, and they're black. Now, understand me, we going somewhere. So just roll with me down this rabbit hole, because we're going somewhere. So from the time these kids have come out the womb, even though nobody directly told them, somebody said a doll test was done again in 2026. I need to watch it. I'm going to go look it up and see, right? But the thing is that nobody told them directly they were bad. Nobody told them that they were ugly. You know where they got that? From society, from TV, from all of the things that are marketed to them every day. So if you can understand that, and you understand how this works, right? I want you to know it works the exact opposite. Those kids go to school in kindergarten, and they see that the white kid is the happy kid on the box. The black boy is the one that's sad. The black girl is the one that's mad. The white girl is the one that's happy. So all of this is being projected to white kids from the moment that they are born too. So while we are being conditioned, and everybody else, to think that black people are lowly, so when they dismiss us, mistreat us, and do the things they do, people will not be, they'll be more willing to receive it, because they have people thinking that black lives are not worth any goddamn thing. But the white people have been told that they are superior. They're conditioned to think they're superior. I don't give a fuck if in their house they don't talk about racism, they don't talk about black people, they feel like I'm not racist. There is still an inbred sense of superiority that is in them. I also would like to say one more motherfucking time that we are not that far removed from as many generations as you would like to think when it comes to racism. So what does that mean? That means the children that your kids are going to school with, their father's father, their grandfather, were the people that were lynching our grandfathers. So I want y'all to let that sink in. If my grandma was alive, okay, when lynchings were happening, that means all of the white men that are alive, that is somebody's fucking grandpa, were some of the white people doing that stuff. So you're not that far removed from lynching and the racism and all the shit that we've seen in that aspect. You are not that far removed from that. On top of the conditioning that white is right. You don't have to tell a white person that they're better than black people. They have been told that all their life since they came out of the womb. Now, let me say something to you, which is the crazy thing. Nolan is on an island with a bunch of white people. Nobody in the crowd stands out to Nolan because they're all white, right? Right? They're all white. He doesn't see anything special. This is Mississippi, and these are white people in the United States of America. Do you not think the same perspective happened with white people? You think all them people walked around that island and they didn't notice it's a nigga here? Nolan really thought that he could go live somewhere and be around all these white people. And his mom and his dad brought him up to think that these people are not bad. These are our friends. You grew up with them the whole motherfucking time. Like, that's just bullshit. Like, you know, she heard all the racist murders and shit that's on the news in Mississippi, but she didn't pay attention to them because she thought that couldn't be her and her family because they live in the right neighborhood. She didn't think that could be them. And Nolan is really there on this island thinking he's being accepted. And Poe child, Poe baby, he don't even realize you walking around looking like, oh, I don't see nothing different. These are all the people I know. I'm used to being around white people. This is cool. Y'all really think all them white people didn't notice the nigga that was on the island? Because it wasn't but about 2 of them on some real shit. It was 2 black people, and I think all the black people that was there, they were biracial. They was mixed with something. So that's where you make your mistake. Oh, because I'm mixed with something. I'm really Filipino. And let's talk about that. If Nolan's mom is like 1/4, although that's not how DNA works, but for people who don't understand the math, if she's 1/4 Filipino and that's what they're screaming, you are going so hard to try and remove yourself from your blackness. You got 1/4 Filipino in you, bitch, and you walking around proud as fuck about, I'm Filipino. Did you have a black power flag in your front yard? Because, bitch, your son talk about he Filipino on his face. That was your fucking mistake. You found any little thing you could to tell yourself you wasn't a nigga. But let's be real. When Nolan was on that island, all them white people saw a nigga. You really thought they saw Nolan? Oh, that's Nolan. He don't know everybody on the goddamn island. That's another thing too. Why does everybody keep acting like Nolan is on the island with a whole bunch of motherfucking everybody that's on the island? It's hundreds of people that they all know Nolan. They don't all know Nolan. So you don't think there was, let's play the game. Nolan's friends are not racist. Let's play that game. They're not racist. Okay, so y'all don't think that when they left him on the island, because they what they said, they left him on the island and come back with somebody else. So when they left him on the island, do you think that in the country we live in and that in Mississippi, even if Nolan friends ain't racist, let's play that fucking stupid ass game, right? You think that none of them white people on the island looked at him like, who is this nigga on the island with us? Where did this one black boy come from? And then if he's flirting with white girls and he's sitting around messing with them, you don't think that they was noticing that either? You don't think they was noticing that? I'm just saying. You really think nobody had any ill intentions? And it's crazy because one thing that Officer Tatum also said is that he believes there is foul play, but it's not these boys. So now you believe something did happen to Nolan. Okay, well, there was 100% white people on that island if you exclude Nolan and his fucking biracial friend. I didn't see another black person in the crowd. I didn't even see a goddamn Mexican. Okay? Nothing but white people. So if his friends didn't kill him, I think it's still fair to say some white people did. So it still brings us back to square one, Officer Tatum. You guys are making this about race. Oh, these white boy killed this black boy. That's all y'all keep saying. Well, guess what? The white boys didn't kill them. Okay, so another group of white boys killed the black boy. Regardless, the white boys killed the black boy. No matter how you want to slice it, nigga. It might not have been the one white boys we looking at, but if somebody did something to him on that island, just like he talking about, I'm over 100% sure that the toxicology nigga, I'm 100% sure that if somebody did something to him on that island, they were white. I am 100% sure of that. Okay? Because there wasn't nobody else on the island but fucking white people. Either way it goes. And it's crazy to think if his friends didn't do it, then more likely that it was some racist ass white boys. He stayed on the island late. They was like, you've been around here talking to all these white girls and ain't nobody else here. We gonna do this black boy in. It's crazy to think that they wouldn't do that. Either way it goes, white people did something to him. If you believe it was foul play, it wasn't any black people there to do anything to his ass. Okay? Only white people. So again, if we're not going to focus on the racism, I really am tired. I'll be glad when they find out and figure out what the motherfucking situation is so we can move on. Because ultimately, this is not going to push black people towards anything else. Mississippi coroners and examiners and judges and doctors and police officers will continue to fuck with cases because they're all connected when it comes to being in white supremacist organizations. Like y'all think it's just because they're white. In Mississippi, I believe Mississippi and Alabama are like the headquarters for white supremacist organizations. They may not even be the KKK. They may call themselves something else, but they are very fluent there. And they have infiltrated all the police departments, all of the fucking courthouses and everything else. These are facts. These are facts, right? These are facts. You can cry about them if you want to. Somebody in the chat about, you sound so ignorant. The word ignorant would be not knowing, and it seems like you're probably the ignorant one because everything that I'm saying to you right now is a fucking fact. And when I talked about conditioning, any psychologist would fucking tell you that I'm telling you the truth about how conditioning works. So I'm not speaking out my ass. You said uneducated. Bitch, I got a whole bachelor's degree on the wall in psychology. So I think you're going to have to find another word because you can't really say that I'm ignorant because that would mean not knowing, and being that I have a degree in psychology and you probably fucking don't. I also have a degree in criminal justice, which you probably don't. In this conversation, you're probably the ignorant person here, not me. Okay, so let's watch those words. Let's use the right words. Okay, let's use the right words in my comment section. And until you do, shut the fuck up. Okay, words matter around here, bitch. Oh. Let me see. Thank you for the gifts, y'all. Let me see. Did I miss somebody? Thank you, Angel, for the $10 holla. Says my daughter is in her late 20s, and I had to warn her about being the only when she goes out with her coworkers. I actually say not to go if she is the only one of color. I agree. I agree. I agree. People act like white people is so nice. Look, I'll leave y'all with this, and I'm gonna get the hell out of here. We'll have to come back and talk because there's a lot more we can talk about. Because one thing that I would also like to share with you guys and have a conversation about this as a woman who is biracial, right? Of course, in the social construct, I'm considered a Black woman in this country. I've lived through the Black experience in this damn country. Never really could tell you that I've ever been embraced when it comes to the white side. Even with my family, I don't have a lot of them, right? And I've already told that story plenty of times. But I also think that there is something that we could look at right now when we talk about the young man, Trayvon, I think it's his name. Yeah, Trayvon. He is the mixed boy that interviewed with Tatum. And I don't know, but I am willing to bet you that he has a white mother. Okay. So again, we're going to talk about race in this situation. Let's talk about the actual racism that we see and the race problems in America. And when it comes to biracial people, as one that is a biracial, I will tell you that there is a big difference in somebody who has a white mom versus somebody that has a Black mom. Okay. And that comes down to the fact of this. That 9 times out of 10, the children stay with their mother. So if the mother is not with the Black father and they're not close to that side of the family, they are usually more around all of their white family and they're not around their Black family, right? The next thing is, even if they are, it's not going to be to the extent that it would be if they were still with the father and around. But the mother is the nurturer in the household. She is the one that puts the culture into her family. She is the one that does up things for holidays and the way that they celebrate stuff. She's the one that prepares dishes in her culture to feed her kids and how her family eats. So based on how it is that we prepare meals, our culture, the different traditions and things that we do, right? And so at the end of the day, the mother is the one that puts that into her kids. The mother is the one that cuts her kids' hair, that does her children's hair. And so if they are not Black, they are not instilling Black culture into their children. And the mistake happens when you don't do that. And then your kid grows the fuck up because they've been around your white ass and your white family, and y'all keep acting like, you know what I'm saying? Oh, you know, everybody loves everybody. This is the thing. As a white mother, if you are bringing up a kid in the white culture, white people do not believe that real racism exists. They have never experienced racism from Black people's perspectives. So how can a white woman ever prepare her fucking child for what Black men or Black women have to go through in this goddamn country? She has no fucking idea. So she cannot. And you find these biracial kids with white moms always tend to act like they're not Black. If you listen to this boy's interview, my white family's always there for me. My Black family don't never do nothing for me. Boy, if you have an interview about what's going on with Nolan, why the fuck are we talking about races? This little dumbass motherfucker gonna say some dumb shit like that. My Black family don't beat it. Nigga, do you even hang out with your like your mom is white, I'm sure. And because there's no way you have a Black mom and you say your Black family's not there for you. Because if you had a Black mom, your Black grandpa, your Black family members, your Black grandma, everybody would be around. You don't be around your Black family, which tells me your mom is the white one. There's a difference between biracials who have white parents. Their culture, the way they see, they're bred to believe that everything is nice and right till they get their nigga wake up call. So that's a conversation I think that we can have on some real shit when it talks about how biracial see things in this country. I promise you, as a biracial, you got a white mama, it's different. It's different. It really the fuck is. And that's based off the psychological growth patterns between a parent and their child and the role that the mother plays versus the role that the father plays. It is very clear to understand why a child is going to gravitate more towards what their mother presents to them. Okay? So that's simply all that it is. But you can tell it's clear with these boys that are in this interview, the biracial boy that's there. So again, Black folks, I think I'll end this conversation. Thank you for the gifts. Ultimately with this, thank you for the gifts. I will ultimately end it with this. In this country, you're Black. You're a nigga. Okay? And some people are going to say, oh, whatever, me, why you gotta say? Because that's the truth. That's the truth. And I need y'all to stop forgetting that and thinking that white people are better, that their water is colder. What they say that they water wetter, they ice is colder. Stop fucking thinking that. Stop. You're not safe around white people. You're not. And they always like you until you give them a reason to show you their real hate for you. And if you don't believe me, go back to the beginning of this show. Ike Pyron, who is Wyatt's brother, got online and said what he said. He said, you Black people, you Black, low-life, hateful Black people. Nigga, Nancy Grace is white. You got Secret Service fam. Do you know how many white people are online talking about this case? But he only chose to lash out at Black people, while there are Black people that are actually taking the white people's side. There are Black people like Tatum that is fucking giving these boys a space to interview and tell their story. So it's not true that only Black people are doing this for views and are spewing certain things when it comes to this case. There are Black people defending these white boys, and there are Black people that aren't. There are white people that are defending these white boys, and there are white people who are not. But it is amazing to me, he only had anger for the fucking Black people. See, when you're the Black friend and you're the one Black person that hangs around with all these white people, they tend to make you feel like you're different. You're not like those other Black people. And that's how they see you. They see you as an exception. Oh, this is a Black person that knows how to act. Oh, this is a Black person with some decency. This is what they fucking say. White people will make babies with you, have relationships with you. Shall I remind you that Master would sleep with Black women, impregnate them, and not give a damn about that child? They hated those Black women. So what do you mean? So white people will make children with you. White people will smile in your face. White people will even be your friend. But I promise all of you, there is this one invisible line that if you cross it, you was a good nigga that we liked until you did that. Until you said that. All you got to do is give them the right motivation for the white superiority in them to come out by saying the right things to them. I don't give a fuck if they have biracial kids. They all think they're better because they're white. And they've been told that since they were born. So you just got to find the right thing to say to that white person for that white privilege to come up out of them, to let them show you that they do think that they're better than you. So these white kids that hung out with Nolan slept on their couch. Nolan was my brother. It's you Black people. Nolan was a nigga too. Do you not know that, Ike? He was Black too. So are we all just ghetto ass Black people who spread lies for views and Nolan is a little different? Because he's the one nigga you let hang out with y'all. You ever heard a saying, if you want to know how somebody feels about you, make them mad? If you want to know how white people really feel about you, no matter how much they call you their friend, make them niggas face some shit that has to do with racism. Talk to one of their white women. Let you and Todd like the same white girl, and you get the girl and he don't. Oh, you are a nigga to him then, because you was a cool friend. But when you started going after our women, that became a problem. Just find the right thing. And I promise you, that white boy will show you his racism today. Okay? So stop thinking these motherfuckers is your friends. You sound stupid as hell. There is a clear distinction of racism in this country. White people think they're better and black people are supposed to be beneath them. You're going to stop telling me that we're so far removed the fucking racism in this country. We don't deal with that no more. And for all of you niggas that raise your kids outside of that scope and don't teach them of the real dangers, you're just living a facade. And when your son ends up like Nolan, no, bitch, do not call on the black community. Don't call us. Don't ask us to fight for you. Don't ask us to use our platforms for you. Don't ask us to use our money for you. Don't do that shit, because until you needed us, you actually thought you were better than us because you made it to a white community. You raised your son different. He's not like the rest of those niggas. But he ended up just like the rest of us niggas, didn't he? 6 feet under, box cloaked in linen. How the fuck is that winning? Christine, you thought you was winning. Thought you was winning. Your son laying in a box, just like the rest of us niggas. With that said, y'all, I'm gonna get out of here. Thank y'all for all the super chats and everything else. I will be back. There's more to have a conversation. We're going to talk about one more thing in all of this. And then after that, we just going to wait to see what comes out of it, because I don't care about to talk about this shit every single day. I really don't. You racist. Hold on. Because I'm about to be done with the show. Hold on. I got time. I'm about to go. But y'all please let me entertain a motherfucker. Y'all know me. I like to argue with a bitch sometimes. Hold on. Where it go? Y'all be so mad. Look, the Lord do not want me to cuss you out, white boy. It won't go back on the comment for me. Hold on. We about to find you. I got time. I'm just going to go to bed after this. I got time. Somebody says, oh, Bongo been in here. You racist. You giving us black folks a bad name, girl, with all that hate. Oh, my God. You a white people lover? Now I'm the one that got hate. I don't think I've spewed hate at all. Who did I spew hate towards? Who I spew hate towards? I'm racist. I thought we just had a conversation about who can be racist and who cannot. And you say us black. So you're black and you're mad about anything that I've said. Yeah. You out there with one of them ghetto ass trailer park trash white girls talking about your mama. Look at my mom made it. Shut the fuck up and go sleep with that crackhead you be fucking with. Y'all kill me. You probably one of them black men that went and got you a crackhead ass white woman, and now you think you better than everybody else. If you don't get the fuck on you and your crackhead ass girlfriend. Thank you for the gifts. You're racist. I will be whatever you want me to be. I don't give a fuck about what you're talking about. I'm racist. Y'all better hope that the good Lord don't give me the ability to be racist. Because if I do get to decide what to do with you, if I get to lock your motherfucking kids up, bitch, I am. If I get to put them in school and make all them niggas illiterate, bitch, I am. If I get to funnel you niggas to the school to prison pipeline, bitch, I am. If I could hang you hoes from trees and swinging in the breeze, bitch, I would. Could murder you niggas and cover that shit up. Bitch, I would, in a car, in a train, in a box, with the fox. From here to there, I'd fuck you over everywhere. I don't give a fuck, bitch. I would be a racist if I could. So if you thought I was finna run from it, let the church say amen. Y'all have a good night.